Yeah, there's my voice. I don't know what the issue is there. Perhaps I should have just duplicated my scene collection. Oopsies. Just please check if if there's something if there's actually voice and audio going on when I switch scenes. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, I still have the stream open, so I'll know if it starts spitting out sound.
So now it's duplicated. Let's go to the settings real quick. Still want to make sure the video output is 480. Just want to make sure that it's not going to lag out when.
There it goes.
Yes, yes. I fixed the sound
And
issue.
now that the sound is fixed, I'm muting it so I can hear you in chat.
Well, I pretty much expected that. Anyway,
So,
since
for
there
those
was
that
no
weren't,
sound,
yeah, Random User Mayo, if you're still there, we have sound now.
yeah, yeah. I'm very sorry for that. I am a very professional streamer. I've done this once already.
Let me introduce the one and only Hojoz.
Yeah, thank you. Um, as I said, we are just. Oh, of course, I
Oh, and
clicked
this
the
other
wrong
voice
button.
in your head is Jolly Roger.
I clicked the wrong button. Well, as I said, we are going to experiment with some aircraft and with some bases here for PFC 10. Uh, but no one heard that. No one ever heard that. So, oops. Anyway, I as you may can
We'll cut that out in post.
as you can as you may notice in the craft naming, I have already done some modifications to Whining Mini and Meat Meat Mini since the last time I submitted them. Because I was getting some vibrations when I launched the missiles, and I readjusted my flare chaff and gun setup, of, including I've also included some extra electric charge generation so that when I hit the spacebar, the ACM doesn't immediately get disabled. Might be handy. Get the second one out. Can
Sorry
hear
about
some
that.
audio on your side there.
Sorry, I was checking my Facebook.
Oh, am I really that boring?
No, no, no. I just had a ding on Facebook and I just wanted to see who it was.
Oh,
Yeah, hey,
it was a
us
joke.
Americans, we're addicted to our phones.
Well, here in the Netherlands, it's not very different.
Oh, we're up to 7 entries now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'll have 8 once you get yours in,
Or 9, because
or
Charmeleon also
possibly
exists.
9 if you send me the other one.
Uh, did you also see the third aircraft I made? That's a no, I assume. Well,
Oh no, I haven't seen your other plane yet. No.
well, it's an aircraft that I made for PFC 4 back when I didn't know that it was actually going to be propeller planes. And I updated it a bit for PFC 10.
Nice.
It won CFC Season 1, which was all my planes, so shouldn't be all that bad. It should at
That's right.
least
I remember you telling me the name of the ground. Okay.
I
Yep.
sh- I sh- it should at least be half decent. Noticing now we have 2 viewers, so that's nice.
So let's see. So far we have Fan Jerry, Enter, Amazing Cow Pig, Stormhawk, Derpy Soviet, me, BV Flyer, and then you once you're done with your testing.
Ah yes. I really just noticed a pattern in which it's constantly BV Flyer that submits. You can always count on BV Flyer.
BV's always there. Amazing Cowpig has been there a lot lately. Derpy
Yeah.
Soviet, Van Jerry, he's come back now, and this is the second time since he's come back.
So, do you position the bases?
It's wonderful. We have Enter back in the fold.
Do you position the bases to the front of the aircraft, to the forward facing of the aircraft, or the rearward facing of the aircraft? I assume the rearward facing.
Okay, if your planes are facing north and south, then the bases will face each other on opposite ends of the field. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but do I then place the base here or here?
No, the bases go 8 kilometers apart, so 4 kilometers from the planes.
Yes.
And then turn it around. Then you want the bases to face each other.
You know, I'm just going to plop one down so that you can see what I actually mean. So this is what I mean with rearward facing of the aircraft, which is to the rear of what the aircraft are facing. Oh god, this is really hard to tell, so that's better.
Okay, the easiest way is to drop it in front of the planes and then move it 8 kilometers back, because you can turn around and go backwards and watch the counters on the plane.
I have one marked in yellow now. That's where I'm going to put my first. As you may notice, Charmeleon has some funny lights shining. It is actually, if you face from this side, it is the Dutch flag. Let me re-enable them. The Meet Mini also has its lights enabled now. So it has brake lights on.
I may have to shut those off for frame count. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I don't really care if you have to do that for frame count, because I mean, I'm used to having like a max of like to 150 to 170 parts on each side. Now only the tower I placed is 60 parts. So I can imagine this being a slight disaster for my frame rate.
Well, yeah, just imagine the planes, which were 100 to 150 parts generally, and then the 60 parts for the base. Now times that by 4.
That's a whole lot more parts than I'm used to running.
Plus the PFC tower, which is about 100 parts in itself.
Yeah, I made a custom tower. It's 60 parts.
Yeah, I like your little tower. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it too, but that's obvious since I made it. Anyway, that is to the rear of the Whining Minis, so now the Charmeleons to spawn in Squirtle.
Not Veils, Hojoz.
Hojoz. Sorry.
That's my girlfriend Julie in the background.
I'm quite a bit younger.
She knows. I've told her about you.
I also come from roughly halfway, so it's very hard to confuse us. I hope, at least. So here's Squirtle.
Did you notice your back?
Apparently I placed a plow course like the drawing there, so that's going to be an issue on setup, I believe.
When I go to the dealership, I'm sitting there waiting for them to tell me the portion that needs to be done.
This one will be filled when we get home.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm heading out the door.
I quite honestly don't care. Because now I have a name and a voice with the girlfriend thing in my mind.
Yes.
I like that base. That's a cool little base there.
Yeah, it's meant to be a turtle, which is why it's Squirtle, because it's on Team Charmander.
That makes sense.
Okay, where is the accent?
He's from the Netherlands.
Okay, all right. I knew it wasn't your average accent. Not one you hear often.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, I deal with people from Portugal and India and a couple of different ones.
Russian.
Russian, yep. So their accents are a little different. That's why I wasn't picking up where yours was from. I don't think we have many people from the Netherlands over here.
No, they tend to stay there because it's nice there.
Yeah, we tend to stay here because we are quite confident of our own waterworks.
Well, what's the weather like there? Isn't it cold?
I don't know what you have in Celsius, but like around this time you can expect 15-20 degrees Celsius.
Okay, yeah, that we're around 60 degrees, between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So equivalent. You're coming into summer right now, right?
Yeah, we are coming into summer. Let me just... Weapon volume is 45. I remember that being at 15. Well, that makes sense now. I was watching my flight test back and I was like, why are those Vulcans so damn loud? Weapons volume was at 45 instead of 15.
Oh, I bet you really heard the brat.
Yeah, I could actually barely hear myself in that video, so that gives you a description of that. Oh, well, that isn't very useful. A whining mini just destroyed its own engines.
What?
And additionally, I realized that now the whining minis are traveling to the Squirtle bases, so yeah, they're traveling to the Squirtle base, so I have to switch that around. But what I'm actually going to do is...
Your base should be behind your plane. Or no, your base and your plane should be facing each other. That makes it easier.
Yes, that now I've found out. You're about to get to the point where it blows up. It blows the engine off. It's quite low to the ground.
Did it hit a bump or did it hit the tree?
I think it hit a bump, because if it would have hit the tree, everything would have exploded.
This is true.
Oh boy, it's going to be a long time reloading. I mean, I'm not sure what your PC is running, but my PC is quite decent, I like to believe, or actually my laptop's quite decent. And damn, I'm still loading.
My
genuine PFC experience, right?
I've got a great graphics card, but my chip is an old i7. So it was one of the early i7s, so it's... I mean, it's okay,
the only thing I know is that I'm running an i7. I'm not that nerdy when it comes to processors.
The processor's about 3-4 years old.
Again, I'm seriously don't even know what i7 I'm running. I just know that I'm running an i7.
You probably have one of the newer ones.
Well, I honestly doubt that, since my PC is like roughly...
loading screens, yes. Loading screens take forever.
Yeah, with this kind of craft setup it does. Which is why I totally understand why you don't do the transitions like I do, which is just load the damn thing. It takes so long to load that half the video would be loading screens. And I can't imagine anyone looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's the part where you hit the fast forward.
Anyway, I'm turning around the minis and Charmeleons now in the hope that the minis won't tail strike. And that the aircraft are actually facing their appropriate bases, which might be very handy, because otherwise the match would start with the planes attacking the hostile bases.
Yeah, you don't want to launch your planes into the bases. That might not be good.
Yeah, this is why I asked which way around I should place the bases, because, well, evidently I had absolutely no idea.
Did you solve your floating issue, or did you leave it? Because I thought that was kind of cool.
The floating issue, no. I left the landing gear the exact same as they were. No, I shouldn't expand as because, well, I mean, it's the aesthetic of a flying car. Instead, the
So
landing
it floats
gear
even on
are
the
wings.
runway.
What?
So it floats even on the runway.
Yeah, it's a car, so it floats even on the runway. That makes perfect sense, right? Makes absolute perfect sense. By the way, I'm just kind of wondering here. I have 2 viewers, so who's the other guy or girl? I just assume gender. Oh no. Looking kind of wobbly there, Charmeleon. See how this goes. Fingers crossed there are no explosions. Although Jeb and Bill, who are in the control tower, would absolutely like it. And yeah, there goes another one. Actually, both. Both tail struck.
Why don't you set them up with the PFC then?
Both tail struck. What did you say?
Why didn't you set it up around the Space Center? Or does the Space Center cause too much lag for you?
Well, if I would set it up around the Space Center, I'd set the craft up at either side of the runway.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that the bases could go 4 kilometers apart without basically being in the water.
Roger that.
I haven't quite tested that, but yeah. I love how both these Whiting Minis have crashed, and the only parts of them left is the car part.
The most durable part.
Last time I checked. Well, these are SSI, of course, Soviet Solutions Incorporated.
Oh wait, you don't have the
so the
DLC.
vehicles,
You
the
don't have
vehicles
the DLC.
are obviously made from Stalinium.
You don't have the DLC, do you?
No, I don't. That's why I.
So you don't have the desert runway, because that's the only place big enough to do this.
Yeah, that's basically why I am. I'm testing against my own aircraft as well. Otherwise,
Yeah, I saw that brought up in Discord, and I kind of feel bad about that.
Now, there's no need to feel bad, because, like, in pocket money alone, I have 220 euros, so I could easily buy the DLC. Just that I don't. I don't want.
I understand your reasons for it, and I'm fine with that. I just kind of feel bad because I meant for the base and the plane to be usable by everyone, and it's not.
Yeah. Well, you bring up a good point there, because basically half the Charmander is already Airplanes Plus. So I kind of fucked up there. Basically means that you have to have AP plus to run my competition. Makes it a tiny bit more exclusive than I had meant for. Anyway, I'm just going to recover the whining minis and give them more clearance now, which I'll have to do with the landing gear that is already on it, since I am already at 100 parts. I know the previous version had 99, but I installed a fuel cell, so it's 100.
That's right. I did set it at 100 parts instead of 150. Yeah, I'm looking at my rules right here. I got them sitting on my desk. My bad.
Yeah, there's a reason why I asked not for you to set up with missile rails.
Yeah, you don't really need the missile rails, and I think they just get in the way. It's just extra parts.
Well, yeah, you have a point there, but
Besides the random missile detonation, I'm afraid of missile rails now.
I can totally see that. I mean, it gives you, of course, more parts to play with on your plane. But for example, the Charmeleon here, with missile rails, has 90 parts.
Yeah.
I can easily stay within that part range unless you build a car and then a plane around the car. Last time I checked that, it's pretty difficult. You're making it pretty difficult for yourself there. Anyway, I was hoping to be able to have the landing gear sit at a normal car attitude, a normal car height.
I don't think you have to bring them down much. You know, it's just enough to keep from bumping that tail end.
Now I'm going to reach them higher anyway, just so I can make the targeting ball go in a better spot. Gotta take these opportunities when you get them. And that makes this variant the C variant. Goodbye description.
Oh yeah, time to open the windows. It is beautiful out today.
Now it just looks like an awfully raised SUV, which I hate SUVs. So that's unfortunate. Oh, stream looks a bit laggy. I can go and...
Now I got some airflow in here. Much better.
Let me just quickly... I have 2 OBSs running, what? Gaijin, you aren't needed. I'm just going to quickly look if I can disable other apps to save a whole lot of CPU.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Everything is shut down except KSP and the recorder, or KSP and OBS.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, okay, KSP's back. Thought for a minute it's crashed.
Loading, loading, loading. Keep that screen loading. Load time.
Well, I suppose I can take this time to look at my Twitter and see what horribleness has gone on in the Formula 2 world. It appears as though an absolute idiot rammed someone in the barrier. Like the guy that's 5 seconds a lap slower, he rammed someone in the barrier. Poor guy who got rammed. Okay, so now with the lifted wheels, no floating anymore, unfortunately.
I have a question. You're into Formula 1, right?
Yes.
I saw this hilarious video the other day showing Formula E versus a Formula One car. It was
Hmm.
hilarious. They're like trying to do burnouts and stuff, and the Formula E car could just like barely spin its wheels around, and then the F1 comes in and just smokes up the track.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense because obviously Formula E cars are powered by electric motors, and electric motors have one hell of a torque range.
Yes, that's true, but the way they set it in the cars, they don't have like a big punch on the takeoff. It gets moving and then screws, and just next thing you know, it's down the track. But they're
Yeah,
not made for the lower ends like some of the Formula One cars.
well, it's funny to me because, of course, electric cars are quicker off the line than normal cars.
That's because they have all the traction controls and everything. They're designed to not spin the wheels, to put all of its power on the track.
Okay, so I actually didn't know that. Oh yeah, because yeah, okay, in that way. I thought you were talking about the Formula E cars and all electric cars running traction control, but that's of course Formula One. I don't actually think that's true. Like, I believe it was after 2008, going into 2009, they banned a whole lot of electronic assists, which they made available in the early 2000s because those cars had so ridiculous levels of downforce that they just weren't controllable without electronic aids.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think they're banned now. But you have Formula One is of course one of the bigger uh, autosport disciplines in this world, so it obviously also has the more advanced stuff in their cars. I'd actually
I,
like to
I
see.
I watched a little bit as a kid, but I never really got into it as much as say rally. I love rally races
Yeah, I
and
quite
road
recently.
races where they take like a regular car and put it on a road race. That's what
Uh,
I like.
quite recently, I've actually been into rally as well. Probably because I have finally experienced how it is to drive a rally car. Thanks to Forza for that. It's actually quite fun. The two aircraft, or the two aircraft, well, the two cars which I like most in Forza are actually rally cars. They are my Renault 5 and my 1965 Mini.
Yeah, when I was watching Rally, it was during the heyday of the Ford Escorts when
Oh,
they
that's
first
that's
came
even
out,
earlier than
all-wheel
Group B.
drive. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Holy shit! That's yeah, that's quite a while ago.
Well, yeah, we're talking like 80s, 90s.
Well, 80s was the time of Group B. Early 80s because after that Group B just died because a whole lot of people died.
That and they have a thing in Colorado here called the Pikes Peak Challenge where they run up the mountain.
Yes, yes,
I
I've heard
love
of that.
I love watching that because it is a rally race
You
going
know
from
why
mountain
I've
to
heard
mountain.
of that? Because there once was a Peugeot 208 with Sebastian Loeb at the wheel. And then, what was it, last year, the year before, we had the Volkswagen, the electric Volkswagen car, which
Yeah.
set the electric record.
Well, my family has a little history there. My mom grew up in Colorado. And when she was 16, she was hanging out with the Unser family, which were like big NASCAR
Oh
people.
god.
And
That's
they
quite a
let
family to
her.
hang around with, yes.
Right, really? And they let her borrow one of the cars, and at 16, she ran Pikes Peak.
Wow. That's quite the story.
And then
Story.
Grandpa showed up, and they found out that she was only 16 instead of 18 that she told them.
Well, I mean that's a thing that obviously happens a lot when you have military drafting in world wars. That shows up a lot. Kids go underage kids just going in. I didn't enable the engines. Underage kids going in and then saying they're 18 but they're actually underage and they just like the concept of fighting a war. I'd call them
Well,
crazy
some
because you're
some
basically signing
like
up to die.
here in this country, some kids did that just to have some kind of life because there were, during the world wars there was a lot of poverty. A lot of people going without. It was after the Great Depression.
Oh yeah, see, this is why I live in the Netherlands and not in America. I mean, of course, the Great Depression happened. I knew that but I had no idea that there was still poverty going on there.
Yeah, the Great Depression happened between the two world wars.
Obviously, Germany solved that by being Germany and installing high-speed motorways, highways. That created
Yeah, that's
an
kind of a
F
dream.
jobs.
That's kind of a dream of mine some days to have a really nice car and drive the autobahn.
Actually, I wouldn't like that because you'd be driving at ridiculous speeds on the highway
Well,
with a very
you
high
expect me
chance
to?
of just meeting another car and crashing and dying and such.
Well, that's yeah, true,
And
but
besides that, I've heard that autobahns are slowly being also being
yeah,
regulated to maximum speeds.
yeah, yeah. I know. I've heard that. Back when I was a kid, it was unregulated. Now it's probably getting more like a regular highway.
Yeah, but I believe that there are still some ways, like one or probably very low numbers compared to earlier days, where there are still where there's still a possibility to go at unlimited speed. And if you would like to do that, of course, there's also Forza, but that's not in real life. Like literally yesterday, I
Is Forza
got a
PC?
Lamborghini to 430 kilometers an hour on the highway.
Nice. Is Forza on PC?
PC and Windows and Xbox. It was originally an Xbox exclusive, but of course it's owned by Microsoft, so they just made it available to PC beginning at Forza 6, I believe.
Yeah, I would have to get a driving wheel and pedals for that.
I actually have a controller right here. Works fine with a controller.
Yeah, but I'm a little old fashioned. I need a steering wheel and pedals.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I actually bought the controller a few years ago, along with F1 2017 and GTA 5, because I kind of wanted to get into racing games, but just in case I couldn't get into them, I still had a controller and I could use it for other things. With a steering wheel and pedals, it's like you can't use them for anything else than racing. So
Honestly, I haven't even used my flight stick in the past year or so.
yeah, I that controller actually went unused for a year until I won Forza in a giveaway, and since then it's being used on like a weekly basis, monthly basis at the very least. Which is
Well,
really laggy.
part of it's because I'm too lazy to go back and remap it for the 186th time.
You know, it's
Because
very
every
hard to
time I'm
spot. the aircraft efficiency is here for me because it's just so slow. The game is so slow.
Well, it looks like they're turning well.
Looks like Squirt already fired an AIM-9 at something. Oh, don't say that it fired an AIM-9 at the tower. Please.
Yeah, they've done that to me too in the desert.
Maybe they fired an AIM-9 at the enemy base. Oh god, I think they did. I think they fired an AIM-9 at the enemy base. Oh wow. This aircraft really isn't performing well here. And there goes a cruise missile. Nice. So far, one missile's actually coming kind of close.
The stream is catching up with me now. The first missile just went off.
Yeah, see what I'm meaning there? It's just a rogue missile. It's not going anywhere. A lot of missile firing here and still no hits. Like, I'm sure they expended half their missiles and there's still absolutely nothing going on. Perhaps I should adjust the minimum range of the AIM-9s to something worth saying, like 5 kilometers, to make sure that they can constantly lock on. Anyway, the whining minis are flying towards the Squirtles, which that's an issue. Because shortly they'll be engaged by AA fire by the Squirtles. Yeah, they are very close. This one is very close and is now in range of the guns. And yet there's still no firing from the Squirtle. Oh, that's a Charmeleon, an explosion at the Charmeleon. Let's see what the issue is. This one's fine, and this one's fine. There are no issues. The issues are non-existent.
Oh, I just saw the one you shot towards the tower.
Oh!
It just curved down.
Oh no! The whining mini has been hit by a missile. It is still flying. Charmeleon has debris going on. Oh, what is... Oh no, there's a lot of... Oh yeah, this one's pretty much dead. Or well, it lost a lot of wing surface. Oh, it's actually... It's fine. Never mind, it's fine. Durable aircraft, this one. And now the whining mini is just flying away from all the action and firing with its back turrets. That's very smart. What's going on with these Charmeleons? He does the same damage. Oh, this one just lost. It only lost its radome and is stumbling towards the ground. This one lost half its wing and it's fine. Okay then. Do whatever you please. Oh, that Charmeleon. That aircraft there is down. It's actually a whining mini, isn't it? Yeah, it's a whining mini. It didn't run out of fuel. Oh, all its intakes were gone. And one Charmeleon just crashed into the ground. Squirtle firing everything they have. One whining mini just exploded. A Charmeleon landed. There's still no base assault going on whatsoever. Still only focusing on the aircraft, so that's one Charmeleon against one mini. There's still absolutely nothing going on for the base. That was the last missile for this whining mini. We better hope it hits. Ammo count. Electric charge is almost dead. Ammo count is plentiful. Liquid fuel, still carrying some liquid fuel. Looks like the ECMs helped absolutely nothing since this Charmeleon is not carrying any AIM-120s. An AIM-9 from a Squirtle going towards the mini here. Oh, the RB-15 cruise missile, one of the RB-15 cruise missiles is finally arriving roughly at the side of one of the Meat Minis. I still haven't seen any action from the cruise missiles that is determine the fate of a base. 2 AIM-9s going towards a Meat Mini. The Whining Mini, I believe. Yes, Whining Mini, and another AIM-9 from the base. There's 3 AIM-9s going for it. Surely it's not going to survive this. Yeah, it isn't going to survive that. Explosions. It's lagging, so it's going to explode. Yeah, there it goes. So, the Whining Minis are dead. Let's check in with the bases. The bases are absolutely fine. Yeah, all bases are absolutely fine. So what happened there? So they were only concentrating on on aircraft fire there. They haven't actually fired a lot of Hellfires. This one actually has fired some of its Hellfires. There's only 2 left even. A lot of explosions going on. Must be the Whining Mini falling to the ground. This one's still trying to engage with an AIM-9. Mate. Mate, what in the world are you trying to do? Okay, so this is the issue with having an air-to-air radar. Doesn't want to fire at ground targets.
Exactly.
But
you have to have the air-to-ground radar because it does both.
But if I have air-to-ground, it's gonna waste air missiles on ground targets, and I don't want.
No, I haven't had that problem. Matter of fact, mine won't shoot air missiles at the ground for some reason.
Oh, so you don't have them enabled for air then. Like, Meat Minis, are you even going to do anything about this aircraft? I don't think so, because it's flying away and it's far, far out of reach. I mean, you should be trying to engage with your AIM-9s though. And it's not even turning the turret. There's plenty of electric charge. Oh, and now... Okay, this is weird. I disable the guard mode and it performs better. I disable the guard mode and it actually does something. What? What? Yeah, serious. Seriously, it's actually now aiming. Without guard mode enabled. What is this? It hasn't even fired a single AIM-9 yet either. So seriously though, what is this thing going to do? It's still not firing. Please. It doesn't move its turret when guard mode is enabled.
Yeah, that's the trouble I was having with it.
Okay. So I disable guard mode. Still has turret enabled.
Oh, without guard mode, the turret is slave to your mouse.
Ah. Of course.
That's why it's moving around, dude.
Of course. Let's just give this Charmeleon some trouble trying to attack this base.
Oh, thank you. I needed that, Hojoz.
Okay, that's like very weird. Does it have something to do with like the placement of my probe core?
Where is your probe core?
It's in the front here. the front of the craft underneath, but the nav bar says it's fine. It's pointing normally, so I don't see issue.
Oops, that one went into the hill.
Yep, there we go. Last one down of this, last aim line used of this turret. Let's now use the next. You're not getting away this easily, Charmeleon. But that is actually very weird, considering if I go to the Squirtles real quick, they expanded everything. Okay, this didn't expand everything, it still has 3. But the other one, it expanded everything, it's fine. This is weird. Oh, did it actually blow up the Charmeleon? It blew up the Charmeleon. Nice. So, base-to-base combat, anyone? No?
I haven't had this happen with me yet. I've always ended up at the worst one plane left over. I've never had it come down to the bases.
By the way,
But
you can
then
see on the
again-
stream now
then
the
again-
condition with the Squirtles, right?
Then again, my bases are kind of lethal at the beginning because I just dump out. I've got 4 cruise missiles on each.
Yeah, I have 2 on the
So-
Squirtle.
So each of them will pop off 3 at a time. Okay, it'll shoot
I
one,
have,
shoot
I
another,
have
and then shoot
2
another,
cruise
and
missiles on the
hold.
Squirtle. But the cruise missiles did absolutely nothing, so what's going on there?
Well, when I use that's what I'm trying to explain. When I use the cruise missiles, it'll fire 3 in a succession. The first 2 will usually get shot or destroyed. By then, the guns are overheated, and the third ones come in and destroy. If that doesn't do it, I have the backups that come in and destroy.
Okay. I already thought, because I intentionally armed them only with 2, because then I have 6 anti-air missiles. So they still have anti-air defense.
Right. Well, I only put 4 anti-air missiles on mine. And I leave the rest up to the guns, because I went with the Vulcans.
Yeah, I also have Vulcans, but with
From what I saw in my
with the
testing,
Squirtle I have the M230.
From what I've seen in my testing and in a lot of the entries, the Vulcans are the only ones that can consistently shoot down the missiles until they overheat. The Gauss miss. The aiming is very poor on those.
The goalkeeper
M230s,
designed to
M230s.
down missiles. Goalkeeper designed to down missiles fails to down missiles because it's aiming as shit. Okay, what's going wrong here?
Yeah, right. The M230s just don't fire quick enough.
Anyway, I want to see behavior on the bases now. Since I've seen behavior on the airplanes already, I just want to see what's wrong with the Mini. I legitimately do not understand. But the pilots are taking off now. Sending them to start position. Just going to keep on board with this whining Mini. I know from standard it enables the radar and the... Oh no, it only enables the ECM and the fuel cell array. Perhaps the issue is that the radar is enabled at the start. But that would be a very weird issue since it also gets enabled afterwards. Let's look at the Squirtles meanwhile. These have also enabled their ECM. Yeah, single ECM. See how these tokens are, these MP30s are positioned. Actually positioned towards the rear, so perhaps I should fix that. Or you have near 360-degree coverage anyway with that. See how far they are apart from each other. And roughly 1 kilometer until the battle starts. I so far have achieved absolutely nothing with this testing. Because I can't see what the issue is with these airplanes. How these airplanes are performing. Okay, we just want to see how the Squirtle does. Oh, it starts with aim 9s. Ah, okay. It starts with aiming aim 9s. Okay. Well, Meep Meep, it starts with countermeasures. And it's actually aiming. It is aiming towards missiles. It is actually enabled to shoot down missiles with missiles. It's not doing it currently. Yeah, perhaps that is its issue. The fact that it's enabled to shoot missiles with missiles.
That could be it, but I don't remember my settings right off the bat, but
Okay, so what I've already found out with the Squirtle, I have to down the maximum range on the Squirtle's aim 9s, because otherwise those cruise missiles will never ever get used.
Oh, it's all sparkly.
What is that Charmeleon doing? It's flying away. It's scared of everything in the battle. It's flying away. I'm not having this. Oh, it's actually dodging missiles. That's what it's doing. Meanwhile, how are the Meep Meeps doing? Yeah. 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 Yeah, I discovered the issue.
Yeah,
because it's now not firing anymore, because the first aim 9s it aimed at are gone.
You might want to turn your cruise missiles so they're pointing a little more towards the other bases.
No, the point was that now it has ears. It looks more like a turtle this way. But yeah, you have a point. So other Charmander is engaging in gunfire. It's actually a Whining Mini that's engaging in gunfire to the... Ooh, that's a hit! Yikes! Took out the cabin. So this one no longer has control. That's a Charmander now. The Squirtle, yeah, the Squirtles are now firing their cruise missiles. And I wonder at what? Are they has it fired it at a base? Or has it fired it at a plane? Could be that it's firing it at a plane. This one's still trying to engage the lines. Remaining Charmeleon still alive. Charmeleon there going down. Whining Mini flying away. Other Whining Mini. Where's the other Whining Mini? Oh! It entered a spin on its own.
Ooh, that hit just took all the weapons off of it. That was nice.
Yep. A Whining Mini just crashed into the ground all on its own. And I have no idea why. Is that the remaining Charmeleon? No, that's not the remaining Charmeleon. A9's fired at this Charmeleon. Has to dodge. The frame rate is fucking horrible. So I can't discover any issues. Like legitimately, I can't work out if there are any issues with the aircraft because it's so damn laggy. Hey, this one's gonna hit. Yep. Charmeleon down. Oh god, what a hit too. Well, that means that there's only one Whining Mini left, and it's already engaging with Hellfires. It engaged one Squirtle with one Hellfire. Nice job! And this Squirtle is trying to aim at the... Yeah, presuming it's the Whining Mini that's still alive here. A whole lot of debris crashing down at the moment. Only one Whining Mini remaining, and the rest are all bases. So if this Whining Mini gets killed, there's once again no hope. Because it's going to be a base versus base battle.
Ooh, that was a... I gotta tell you, those Charmeleons really look beautiful when they explode into confetti.
Thank you, I guess.
That is a beautiful explosion.
The Whining Minis look beautiful too, because when a missile explodes at its rear, and it takes out the engine, it not only just takes out the engine, it just passes out, does weird stuff and such. Let's see what this Squirtle does about the Hellfires coming in. It's only 2 Hellfires. Now a third. Oh, they just randomly explode. Why did that one randomly explode? Didn't lose luck. Now it's firing with the M230s too. Oh, that's a Squirtle down. Yeah, that's a Squirtle down. That's the Squirtle completely annihilated then. Why is this Charmeleon still as... This one is still in the air. Well, okay then. I should attach a probe core to the Charmeleon then. Because this one's absolutely fine, except for the fact that it can't control anything. Whining Mini is still alive. Squirtle is dead. Hold on a second. The other Squirtle is also not showing up. It destroyed both Squirtles. Nice. Love how that Whining Mini just... Oh yeah, oh no. What is it doing? What was that maneuver? That was a very questionable maneuver. And it's going to engage the landed Charmeleon with its M30s now. And they are absolutely on point too, because there goes the remaining Charmeleon. The landed Charmeleon, I mean. Because the remaining Charmeleon is still in the air. The dead Charmeleon is still in the air. What is this? You still there, by the way? I believe we have just lost him. Ooh! Direct hit with a missile. Oh! I am not in KSP voice. What's happened here?
Oh, yes you are. I hear you.
It wasn't showing up as in KSP voice on my phone. Anyway, Whining Mini wins that one. But it has some control issues, and I have... Oh yeah, there we go. It's post-missile firing disorder. That's what caused it.
You're losing your balance once you drop, once you shoot all your missiles.
No, it's post-missile firing disorder. Just look at this aircraft.
Okay.
You just have to let the stream catch up, and this is what I meant. This is why it's so hard to get the Whining Mini to actually fire missiles reliably and without completely and utterly effing up itself. You just have to get the stream catched up. And you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, one plane just hit the ground, the one that was disabled, just gliding.
No,
So
it was absolutely destroyed by a missile. That's what
oh,
was
that's right. Yeah, I saw the missile trail come
I
in. Now it's
heard the
showing
missile.
the white mini just flying around.
Can you see the discrepancy with the control surfaces here? One side's below the wing, the other one's above the wing.
Oh.
And
Like your
that's
wings
post-missile
it's
firing
like your
disorder.
wings, yeah, your wings glitched all out, and the rear ones are like at an angle.
That's post-missile firing disorder. That's what I mean with that.
Ah.
I mean, I have every wing surface attached to the probe core, perhaps that's the issue. But then again, Chimerians should also be suffering from it, and it's absolutely fine. Because those wings are also attached to the probe core.
I noticed that when I tested them in the desert too. It was like that would be like the last thing that I'd see before one of my planes took it out.
But yeah,
In fact,
that's
I
what
think I showed you that in your test video.
Well, if you did, I didn't notice. But yeah, that's what I mean with it's absolutely impossible to get missiles on this thing. So I have a solution for this. It's called just getting the backup plane. Because clearly this one isn't going to enter. You can't enter an aircraft that is unable to fire its missiles. You just can't. It's going to absolutely F up your results. It's very unfortunate because I really like the plane.
So did I. Why don't you try reattaching just those back wings to another spot? Like to the fuel tank or something.
Well, if I do that, if the fuel tank gets taken out, the entire aircraft is dead. And that's why I don't do that.
No, just the back wings that are crooked.
Oh, you mean the control surfaces? Because the control surfaces they were the issue from my perspective.
Oh, they weren't working for you? Okay.
They were the ones that were skewed. Well, all the wings were skewed, because if you look at this clip, which I'm now loading, the wings are perfectly in one line. But when I tested the missile firing earlier, before the stream, it was absolutely fine. So I don't get what's the issue. What the issue is.
That could have also been from a very close missile strike that was like just out of range of doing all the damage, but enough to jar something loose.
Well, yeah, you make a good point there. Perhaps I should go and
It
watch
wasn't enough to blow up
watch.
parts, but it was enough to shake a couple loose or something, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just hit a part, which meant that everything just jerked and stuff. Anyway, it's just, this is like the 4th test that I'm going to do. And I've spent like already an hour and a half on this stream, nearly.
Do me a favor, go ahead and send me the Charmeleon and the Squirtle, and I'll run a test for you today.
Oh yeah, well the Charmeleon and the Squirtle are kind of fine, but as you could see, wasn't really repelling the missiles all too nicely there. Anyway, because you made that good point, I'm just going to fly on board with the Lightning Mini and see if it's actually the missiles or a missile strike that caused the damage.
Oh, and for any PFCers or anybody watching my channel, I am going away this weekend, so there will be no work done on PFC. We're going down to my girlfriend's son's house for the weekend.
And for the CFC people, these aircraft that you're seeing right here, they have a 10 by 8 size, so I can easily convert them to CFC entries. Because we're kind of short on those. I mean, I know the deadline passed like ages ago, but I have... But just to describe the issues I've had, right? Inter's entry, it completely spazzed out when you load it. Hojoz, his second entry had tweak scale, which is not allowed in the competition. Rocketing Racer had horrible stability issues on one of his entries. I just think of some more here. Milkman, as he was gonna submit. He submitted, but he lacked the RTG, and because of that, he never ever gave an updated version. So that's nice.
Oh yeah, I gotta go back and watch the full video. I just watched the clip that you sent me.
Oh, the videos only includes succeeded flight tests, which aren't a failure. If I would include the failed flight tests too, I'd have enough content for like another 2. I'm sure, at the very least.
Actually, so far, almost everybody's passed on the first. Stormhawk's had to do a little touch up on his, but other than that, pretty much everybody's come through okay.
That's false information.
There was one.
Oh
flipping.
Yeah, that's why Mini. Are you going down? No, you aren't.
Well, you're still working on these though, so I don't count them in what I have right now.
Whoa! Explosion for a Charmeleon. Once again, failed to dodge a missile. Same basic chassis, except the Charmeleon is somehow worse in dodging missiles. Okay then.
Probably because it doesn't have the weight of the Mini on it.
The weight?
Yeah, those steel panels, they're kind of heavy.
That's the first time I've heard someone saying a lack of weight was an issue. Oh, there goes the Mining Mini with another stability issue. I bet it's because of the drag, because I had to
drag of the wheels.
The wheels. So I should get rid of the wheels. And I'm probably going to get rid of the wheels. Wheels is coming in on the Charmeleon, absolutely not dodging there. And that one hits, the last one. It doesn't, somehow. Squirtle are deploying their smokes. Squirtles are deploying their smokes. Another A9 heading for Charmeleon. A lot of A9s being fired here.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's what I mean. Perhaps it's because the weight balance is different or something. I have no idea actually, but it is quite.
How far forward is your center of lift?
I don't really know, to be honest. I didn't really check now. Just
okay,
now I'm
when I had them in the VAB or the spaceplane hangar, your center of lift was centered on your center of mass, which makes a plane very unstable.
Okay, but was it like dipped into the center of mass, or literally in the center of the center of mass?
It was literally in the center of the center of mass.
Well, that explains everything, doesn't it? I can adjust that.
So maybe that's your key to making your adjustments on it.
And that Charman has been hit, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's actually one of the Squirtles that is completely dead now too. Is that just a Charmeleon having a spinny? Oh, that's one Whining Mini dead. Nicely done, Charmeleon. And it just got hit. Lost its most important wing. Oh, more hits, more hits. I can't hear the engine, everything's exploding. And the Whining Mini wins the competition. Oh wow. This Whining Mini got hit, and it's absolutely fine except for the fact that it doesn't have an engine. And parts are kinda all over the place. But once again, Whining Mini wins. Now we're finding the remaining Hellfires on what is left of this Charmeleon. It's literally just the Strut, 2 M230s, the ECM, the Weapon Manager, and the AI Pilot. That's all that's left of this thing. That was a very devastating missile hit then.
Oh, yeah. The stream just just caught up, and I saw that plane just disintegrate. That was beautiful.
Oh, and there
Oh
goes
yeah, yeah.
Hellfire,
There's
and
the
it's
whining mini,
took it.
and it's spazzing out a little bit. The body's half off.
I am perfectly fine.
It
Don't
looks like it
worry.
ran into a wall. It looks like your mini ran into a wall.
Okay. Now, the mini you just saw, right? It has landed now. It has 3 wheels. All the M230s. The fuel is still there. The ECM is still there. Are those 2 ECMs? Yes, those 2 ECMs. I believe that is good. But it has landed, and if I quickly enable the motors, just okay, it's missing its probe core. Well, it doesn't have a probe core. That's right. No, it does. It only got exploded. But after your suggestion, yes, I'll just check the center of mass.
I would just bring your center of lift back. Like maybe take your rear your the very two the two very back control surfaces. Just move them back a little bit, and that should adjust it
Yeah,
enough
that's
for
what
you.
I meant. Meanwhile, you can see the Whining Mini that's absolutely devastated, but probably still fine if you slap a probe core on it.
Yeah, it's sitting there spinning in a circle with just like a couple of pieces of frame and then the stuff inside the girder. And, oh yeah, and the floating gun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, just for the fact that it's just such a funny plane. That's the
Now, see, I don't see why you don't want to enter it because it's winning right now. Now you make that little adjustment so it doesn't spin out, and I think you've got a good entry.
yeah. And now I haven't seen any missile firing spasms, which was going to be why I wouldn't enter it. So it's absolutely fine.
I'm pretty sure that some of that is from a post missile strike
Yeah, from a
because
missile
your
strike
plane
instead
doesn't
of missile
spaz out
firing.
like that. Your planes don't spaz out like that until they're hit.
Well, yeah. So based on that,
So I wouldn't worry about the missile issue so much. I would worry about your center of mass, center of lift,
I'm
and
going to
test it.
recover them. Don't know about if I'm going to give the normal landing gear or not.
I would adjust your center of lift first. Test one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't get crossed up on what worked and what didn't work.
I have a habit of adjusting everything that I think causes the issue, then it gets worse, and I'm mystified as to how it got worse.
Now, when I oh, excuse me, coffee went down the wrong pipe. Oh, when I put your missiles on, I made sure I didn't affect any of your settings for center left, center mats. So you should be able to adjust it and then fly fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could
Because I
also
set
take
I
off the
set your
front
missiles
wings
more towards your
entirely.
center of gravity.
But like, here's also something that affects a whole lot of my entries. If I load it up, it looks very nice. And if I have to adjust everything backwards, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it is slightly behind. Not so, not a lot, but slightly behind. It also has center of lift going upwards compared to center of mass, which I don't know how that happened. Because I thought I had adjusted that nicely. I can't get this winglet further downwards. Oh, this is not going to do a whole lot. So I'm just going to, come on. Sometimes that movement tool just hangs and doesn't want to cooperate. So how about just moving the entire wing back? Let's do that. Notice how I'm adjusting everything individually, because they're attached individually and not to anything, any other wing part.
Yeah, that's something I learned early in PFC is to, attach things separately so when one piece gets blown off, the rest is still there.
Yeah, it's not very realistic, but who cares about realism if you're competitive? Yeah, it's slowly moving
Oh, I
backwards.
didn't mean those controls. I meant your tail fin control surfaces.
Yeah, I understood that, but I thought perhaps I could also get away with moving the entire wing
Okay.
back.
I haven't caught up to the point where you started moving the wings.
Oh, I'm still adjusting the front lines. How are you guys connected? That's not what I meant for to happen.
Excuse me.
Okay, that's better. Yes. At this point, I've experienced so much lag that I can't see what is lag and what is not, what is KSP not actually adjusting anything.
That's why I record everything I do. That way I can throw it in my editor and speed it up and watch it
Anyway,
again.
I think that is roughly where I want it to be. It's further back now. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Removes the entire front part of the wing. No, that's not my intention. Makes it too short. You want to see the third plane I talked about?
The what?
The third plane I talked about.
Sure.
Because I'm just waiting until stream catches up. When I stop adjusting things, can you tell me if you're fine with the center of lift, center of mass ratio?
That does look better.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
It's not so much on the center of mass.
That's where I accidentally removed the wings. But yeah, this is.
Yep, there goes the wings. Whoops. Control
This
Z.
is
Control
the...
Z. Control Z.
Yeah, exactly. This is the CE Andromeda Sari Mark II A2. I like to think that it's kind of beautiful. Why do I have... Oh, no, that's just one. Notice how it doesn't have any yaw.
Yeah, where's your yaw control?
I took a tiny bit of inspiration from the drone sea. It's within the aircraft.
Ah. That's pretty cool looking though. I like it.
Yeah.
How's it fly?
Oh, you want to see it fly? Yeah, fine. You know, I think why we have two... I know why we have two viewers. I'm watching on my main YouTube channel instead of my secondary YouTube channel. That's why I have two views. As for the rest of the people...
Wait a minute. I'm not showing up as a participant. I'm here, but I'm not showing up. I don't get that.
What do you mean you're not showing up as a participant? You can see how many people and who is watching the stream. Oh yeah, now he said hi.
Okay, the three dots on the top right of the chat, you hit participants and it shows you who's in the chat room. It just shows Hojoz Extra, but it doesn't show me.
You want to know why I typed society in reply to you? It's a reference of an old telecom company. Its name was High, and its slogan was "Welcome to the High Society."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. The AA also has Dutch flags, but when I retract the landing gear, they're suddenly gone. Or they should be gone. Why aren't you gone? Lights, why aren't you gone? Be gone, lights. Thank you. Anyway, this is more of a stable aircraft. It's not so much maneuverable as it's stable. I also designed it in a way that if you attack this aircraft from the side, basically all four guns can fire. It usually does 3, which I don't understand why, but all 4 can in theory
Well,
fire.
sometimes one of the guns might be blocked, so it can't reach that way. But, like the top guns can't reach underneath very well. And the bottom
Yeah,
guns
that's
can't.
why I mounted guns underneath as well for this one. There we go. So much firepower on this.
It's fast, too.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't intend for that to happen, but yeah, it has 2 Saturns, so I guess it's fast.
Oh, no wonder it's so fast.
Yeah, all the airplanes I've made for PFC actually have the Saturns.
I've come to realize those Saturns are pretty much a mix of the Panthers and the high velocity afterburner engines.
Yeah, the Whiplash.
Yes,
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't think of that before.
because it has the exhaust plumes of the other one, but it looks like the Panther.
Oh no. Did I just click revert to launch?
Whoops.
Watching the stream back, did I just click revert to launch? No wonder. It takes so long to load. Yeah, I did click revert to launch. Anyway, to anyone who's watching the VOD, thank you for still thank you for still watching because we've like
Wow.
1 hour or something.
Billy just sent me a gift, Jatois.
Mm-hmm.
He just sent me Elite Dangerous.
Okay, cool.
Wow, he got it through Humble Bundle for me.
Ah,
That's
nice,
awesome.
nice. Wish I had friends like that. I'd have a lot more games. Nah, not really. I have enough money. I have enough money to where I could buy them when I want. Also, why does it lag so much on stream when I go into the SPH? Absolutely makes no
Mine
sense to me.
always lags that long.
Oh, so it's a kind of a laggy stream for you. Ah, that's unfortunate then. Let's set them up again. I haven't actually modified Squirtle yet for those cruise missiles though. Should have done. Well, eh. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty. I noticed that in the past day or two, I lost 2 subscribers.
I noticed the other day that um, what was I at? 1633 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at like 1619 to 1625 back and forth for like a year now.
Wow.
We got to get you up to that level. I got to start throwing you shout outs again.
Should be cool. Um, but I think I know why. I haven't uploaded as much Forza, and the fact that I'm uploading CFC again suggests to those people that Forza isn't coming back. I
Ah,
think that's the thing. But little do know those people know it will be coming back. Only CFC is the main priority because it has been the main series on my channel for a long time. Probably will be for a long time to come too, because I haven't grown bored of it yet. Hard to grow bored of a series where you constantly get a weird aircraft and make weird aircraft yourself. Well, in this season, it's mostly boats that are weird. me being me, I'm already thinking about season 6. And I've thought that I think the weapon manager issues, they are going to cause me to just separate the boats and the aircraft. Full of a very fun variation on the rules. Just have one party starts from the runway, the other one starts from the island runway. Kind of a more realistic way, I guess. It's like you try to create more realistic planes with this rule set. But when I saw screenshots of Rock Racing Racer, I don't know if those are PFC planes. I honestly doubt if those are realistic. There we go, everything's set up again. Exactly the way it should. Don't just fly a match with the Charmeleons. No. I shouldn't go with the Charmeleons, because if I go with the Charmeleons I can't see how the meat or the whining meat is now performing. Oh, here we go again.
I'm dying. Oh, I'm gonna die in your stream.
How will PFC 10 progress? You'll see in the next episode of PFC 10. No, seriously, if you were to die right now, I'd be fine with taking it over.
Oh, yeah. Body's not even cold yet, and you're already stepping into my shoes. But what would come of your channel? I actually wouldn't take over the channel. I'd be fine with taking over the series, but not the channel. Also notice how the Whining Mini still has a front bumper. It's completely useless because there's like 2 to 3 meters of wing in front of it, but it still has its front bumper, just in case. The real reason is when I remove the bumper, I basically remove half the car. Yeah, okay.
Competition starts.
A lot of attach and slide going on there.
Ah, the Squirtle finally launches both of its cruise missiles right at the start. Nice to see. And there goes the missile firing.
Mama.
Both the 120s are away on both Whining Minis. Lag intensifiers. Those AIM-120s are coming from nowhere. From right above. It was actually fired by this aircraft, but it's just not my thing. Also the low flying AIM-9, once again a thing. Looks like there are a lot of missiles heading the Charmeleon's way. The Charmeleon hasn't even fired one, I believe. Or I haven't seen one yet. Was that an explosion on the Charmander already? It was an explosion. Probably not on the Charmander though. Another random AIM-9 fire. AIM-9 fired by the bases. Oh yeah, I was meant to fix the bases. I completely forgot. I forgot to do the bases. Another AIM-9 fired on the Charmeleon, towards Charmeleon. Both the A120 is only now away from one of the Charmeleons. Okay then, and then both the 120s just strike the ground. Nicely done, mate, nicely done. That was pretty horrible.
They do look like they're flying better.
Oh, I actually can't even see that, but apparently they're flying better. Is that M9 hitting the Charmeleon? I love how I'm so used to saying Charmander that I'm constantly confusing Charmeleon with Charmander. This Whining Mini isn't getting too much of the action. It's the other Whining Mini that gets all the missiles fired at it for some odd reason, or some of the missiles that are more accurate. Because come on, man, it's just a missile that flew like a kilometer away from this craft. Oh, it's a Charmeleon engaging the Whining Mini. And the Whining Mini is still trying to engage with missiles. And it has just launched an AIM-9. Okay then, questionable choice. It now tries to fire the M230s on the Charmeleon. Just one M230 firing now. For now. It's the frontmost one. And it looks like it has deterred the Charmeleon enough. It's now the other Charmeleon firing its M230s on the Whining Mini that we're flying both with. I have absolutely no idea about the fate of any of the bases or the other Whining Mini, by the way. Could just be that the other Whining Mini has been struck down. Okay, it's fine. Actually, never mind, it's fine. More countermeasures, please, more countermeasures, no, oh no. Wrong countermeasures, you are firing your chaff. Next, Whining Mini. That's one Whining Mini down. Oh, the other one has also been hit by a missile. And it ran out of electric charge. What happened there? It has no fuel. Okay, it has no fuel. It has no fuel.
Ah.
Also, by the way, at the moment on my stream is the moment that the Whining Mini was deploying the wrong chaff, the wrong countermeasure, and completely got annihilated by an AIM-9. Let's just disregard the fact that that right before that the Whining Mini was also being engaged by the. Oh, well, hold on a second. Special moment. It did! Oh my god! The Whining Mini fired a missile! The Meep Mini, the ground base, it's fired a missile.
Holy
and it
crap,
has now been annihilated. It's just flying into the air, slowly exploding as it goes. The chassis is still fine, everyone. A lot of parts flying off, but the chassis is still fine. I love these entries. I love these. And to think that this all started when you mentioned no minis. Instead of no tiny aircraft. And the other Meep Mini looks to be stuck. Oh no, it just also fired missiles. Why are you only firing missiles when I'm on board?
That sucker got launched.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Are you going to aim at the incoming aircraft anytime soon, Meep Mini, please? Oh, you are going to aim at the lower aircraft, which is much further away. Oh no, you're aiming at a Hellfire. That Hellfire is going to strike you. Oh no, it's not. Yes, but actually no. Oh, is it going to launch in aim 9? Nuh-uh, it's not launching. Let me just check the
Yeah,
settings.
you need to change your missile settings.
It is on engage air and engage missile and not on engage surface, but that's for obvious reasons. And for some reason, not shooting. Well, it has a lock. Oh no, no. I had to say something, so an A9 is now been fired. Vulcan firing at a Hellfire coming in. Will it get the Hellfire before it gets the Meep Meep? Neom. Hellfire incoming, Hellfire incoming, Hellfire incoming. You've overheated at the wrong point. Firing countermeasures now. No smoke. Smoke's been depleted then, I guess. Hellfire has been successfully repelled. It is now once again locking with the aim-9s and not rotating the turret appropriately. And firing a whole lot of chaff. Which, while you're firing chaff, it doesn't have a radar gun. Oh! Okay! And that's the other Meep Meep Mini down. This Meep Meep Mini got completely and utterly destroyed, the only things remaining being 2 A9s and its wheels. Let's go on board with Squirtle, which is still perfectly fine and unharmed. Oh! Oh, you can't make this up. You wanna know what happened to the Whining Mini?
Let the stream catch up and surprise me.
Okay, okay. This is just...
Because right now I'm at the glittering Meep Meep Mini, waiting for its ultimate fate. Oh!
Yeah, this came out of... This come out of nowhere, didn't it?
I'm sitting here watching shiny, shiny, sparkly, shiny, sparkly, boom. This one's just rolling across the ground.
Yeah!
I'm gonna get there. It may take me some time, but
I am rolling towards those bases like no man's business.
I can't fly, but I can drive.
I have absolutely no probe control, but look, Mom can still drive.
And as soon as it tries to fire a missile, it's gonna go in pieces.
Yeah. Let's hope for it that it's just going to fire an M230 or something. Oh, and the other mini chassis, it's still laying upside down in the middle of nowhere. Charmeleons, what are you doing? Charmeleons are legit doing nothing. They aren't...
Wait, there might not be a weapons manager left on this.
They're lazy. Oh, one of the Charmeleons has actually landed. What happened there? Did it get struck by a missile or something? Because there's just a Charmeleon on the ground now. And this aircraft is doing absolutely nothing about the remaining mini chassis, which still has its weapon manager, by the way. And it's also not going towards the landed Whining Mini, which is just rolling away. I can understand the Whining Mini though. It doesn't have any control, so why would you prioritize that as a target? Not that BDAC has a particularly good priority for that. Hold on a second. I believe I have just thought of something. Can we mount missile turrets on planes?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, no. Oh,
Yeah, it's doing nothing.
put your guns any way you want, but your missiles have to face forward. Sorry. No missile turrets.
And the whining mini is still rolling. Let's just refer to the last quick save and get a fix for these bases. Apparently, Scott Manley just had a planet named after him.
Cool.
Mind taking over the commentary for a little bit? I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. I don't know much what to say here, but hi. Still rolling. That mini is still rolling. And the loading screen. Don't worry, folks. We're still here. We're just waiting for Hoyo's to return. He's taking a momentary break. There's the reload. Now, we'll see if he remembers to fix his missiles. Oh, wow, he's brave. He's actually using his veterans for pilots. Or is that just the tower that... Oh, that's the tower that has the veterans. Ah,
I'm back.
thank you.
Why?
I tried not to leave too much dead air.
Okay, I'm totally looking forward to seeing that in the thought. I'm a very curious guy. Let's just all manually disable missile engagement on these.
Yes, I was going to see how long it took you to remember to do that.
Um, well, I'm not very forgetful if I'm not at my computer, apparently.
Up, stream's catching up.
By the way, Rocketing Racer said that maneuverability is not very essential for this competition. Is there any truth to that?
What's that?
Rocketing Racer said that there wasn't maneuverability wasn't very important for the competition. PFC 10.
It depends what your strategy is, because this competition is more about strategy. How you set up your bases. It's how you set up your planes. Your planes are essential in taking out your enemy planes, but your bases can attack just as well. So why not have them attack the other bases, so your planes just have to worry about the opponent's planes. That's my strategy.
I wonder what the defense is of Van Jerry. He said he had a defense figured out. A defense strategy against the cruise missiles. He didn't say what the strategy was, which of course is very, very smart, but I do wonder what the strategy is then.
Okay, planes are in the air.
There we go, competition starts.
Oh, by the way, I've got to go in about 20 minutes, just to give you fair warning.
Well, then I have to have an hour left for Forza, I think. Yeah, just about. Just to be completely honest, I was only thinking about streaming a lot recently because I had such a nice stream with you a week or two ago. Where you did the PFC 10 and the CFC testing stream.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to set consistent times with that because I just don't know when I'm going to stream.
There have been 8 9s fired at the Charmeleons, I believe, by the bases. So that's a good sign. At the end of the battle we can see if they are all depleted, that is, if the Charmeleon doesn't get them first. What's there to owe about? Oh, look at that, cruise missile just fired. And another cruise missile is also on its way. And still there are A9s coming towards the Charmeleons. These craft are constantly dodging for the Whiny Mini. Hold on a second. Did you just destroy my tower? Yeah, they destroyed my tower. Whining Minis, why did you just waste a missile on the tower? Okay, they're A9s, they can only lock on heat, so fair enough. I'm actually surprised to see that so far no missiles have hit. But how? This is me we're talking about. I've been known to be kinda bad at that. Is that a Whining Mini firing guns at Charmeleon? It is. And it is one Whining Mini which has been completely destroyed. In what I can only think is an inline missile hit. It is then the advantage going to the Charmeleons. Which is of course very sad for them. It is now the Charmeleons that are able to fire their missiles because the missile barrage by the Whining Mini has been broken. Presumably because the Whining Mini ran out of missiles to fire. Now it still has one. And now there's just guns and missiles coming out the Whining Mini. It isn't going to survive for long now, is it? And there it goes. Yeah, slowly but surely there were some explosions there. It is trying to fire back though. Trying to fire back at the Charmeleons. Some stray gunfire coming in.
You saw the first Whining Mini go down.
Reliable fire now coming in from the Whining Mini at this Charmeleon, which has just fired its Hellfires. And still nothing hitting. Absolutely nothing hitting. And this Whining Mini has been engaged by an A9, or Charmeleon, I'm sorry. A9 is then coming in for the Charmeleon. Returning fire now on the Whining Mini that was firing on it. Whining Mini carrying debris with it, and it's going down, I believe.
Ooh, I saw that hit.
Oh, another missile coming in for the Whining Mini, and it has missed. And still the Whining Mini is flying. What's it then? Its damage. Oh, well now it's understandable. It's a slight bit of a control surface issue, where only one control surface is left on the right side. But other than that, only the cabin got taken out. And it's still flying. Let's look at the meat meeps. Ow! Appears as though the issue has not been fixed then. Or was that one just not locking? I'm guessing it was just not locking to it. Oh, did I just see? Yep. The mini that was locking and working has just been annihilated. That is very unfortunate for that one. This one, however, still not working.
He's flying like a shark.
Oh yeah.
Still using the ass cannon.
Okay, and that's my issue found. Apparently, one missile is still set to engage air. To engage missile, I'm sorry. And that's why it's malfunctioning. I've now fixed this issue.
Stuck on that missile.
I've now fixed this issue. Let's see if it will respond correctly. It will not. How will it respond against these Hellfires that are now coming in and should probably be fired at by the Vulcans? Which the Vulcans are still not firing. It's going 200 meters and closing. That mini is dead. Confirmed kill on the Squirtle. And now the remaining Whining Mini, or Mini has been destroyed. And one Squirtle has actually been destroyed by the disabled Whining Mini. Now if that isn't a performance, that is an absolutely wonderful performance by the Whining Mini. And it appears as though it has checked out with the remaining Charmeleons. Why do I say remaining Charmeleons when there are two of them? The Charmeleons are now catching up with the Whining Mini, however. But it has a 10-kilometer lead. In other words, who's going to run out of fuel first? Yeah, that's going to be the Whining Mini by quite a margin.
If the AI was smart, it'd try to get some altitude. But it probably can't because it's lost half its control surfaces.
Well, that and I believe I still have the AI set to a maximum of 1500, which is default. I should probably
So
change.
it'll stay around 800.
Yeah, it's now at 900, 1 kilometer, 1.1. It is still flying. Crucially, it is still flying. 1300, 1400, 1500, 79 remaining liquid fuel, 1600. I wonder what it's going to do if it's on the ground. Is it still going to fire its M230s? Can't work out if laugh or cough. Wow, the remaining Squirtle has expended all its missiles. It hasn't even fired its guns all that much. Oh, they've come into firing range. The Charmeleons have come into firing range of our Whining Mini. I believe the instability here is aiding it. Because absolutely no shots have landed as of yet. And it has just fired it's firing its M230 at a very close Charmeleon. Yeah. Oh god, is it going to do it? Is it going to get a hit before it dies? Is one M230 going to get a hit on one Charmeleon before the Whining Mini dies? And still it fires, still it persists. Charmeleon hasn't been hit either. It has been hit now, both aircraft. One new single Charmeleon and the Whining Mini. Whining Mini has now lost its engine. Well, good news, it won't be running out of liquid fuel soon. Oh yeah, it's now being completely naturally annihilated by the Charmeleons. Torn up. And there it goes. What's the damage on that Charmeleon that it hit? Because it did hit a Charmeleon before it died. I can see absolutely no damage. This is going to be fun. It has to hit the lights? No. Because that would be funny if it hit the lights instead of the cockpit. And it's then just fine because it hit the lights instead of the cockpit.
Yep, there goes the engine.
But I do like that it did hit one part of one Charmeleon.
I saw the little poof.
Before it died. And it has now been annihilated, I believe. Anyway, now that I've made that stability tweak, which means that the Whining Mini is more stable, it's actually the Whining Mini losing.
Yeah. Maybe you should take half that distance back.
I am confusion. Yeah, I am so very confused.
Because it was definitely winning when it was unstable.
Yeah. It was also crashing into the ground.
Despite the occasional spin out, it was still performing.
It was also crashing into the ground, but it was also winning, yes.
Well, that's when it'd go into a flat spin. Yeah, and it couldn't recover.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying maybe take half that distance back and see how it flies. See if you can get some of that instability back. But you don't want all of it because you don't want to go spinning out.
Well, it has loaded in
Another
again.
trick to that, too, is I don't know where you have your ammo at, but you can move your ammo as ballast to adjust your center of gravity.
Yeah, but that's going to mean that if it expands the ammo, the center of gravity is going to shift.
This is true.
And I have all my planes set up nowadays so that the center of mass won't shift or will barely
Most
shift.
of my planes, I have them set up so they get more stable when they shift.
Because in the initial engagement, it can dodge the missiles better. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now, don't forget to go back to the spaceplane hangar and set your missiles permanent.
Mm-hmm. I was just checking if they're all enabled fine, because as you may recall the last time, one wasn't enabled correctly, or rather disabled. I believe this is the final match before you have to go. Just gonna say that. I'm going to go on board with the minis now. Because I haven't been on board with that last time. Taking off. Bit of lag. No explosions, please. No explosions. But something that I haven't touched on yet, is the fact that after I moved my countermeasures back and my flare boxes to fire backwards, we haven't seen a missile hit that was as drastic as in the flight test video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them to be as common.
That's a good point.
So I'm happy with that change. Competition starts. Squirtles have not fired their cruise missiles yet. There go the 120s and the cruise missiles on one. So also going to try to lock a 9 onto the China beams here. And one cruise missile has been fired and 2 AIM-9s. Are those AIM-9s going to strike the tower? No, they aren't. Do they then have a use? No. Why have you fired them? No idea. Explosions. Those are of course the first missiles that have been fired. Exploding. One cruise missile has been fired once more. AIM-9 has been fired by the Charmeleon. AIM-9 has been fired by one of the minis. Going towards Charmeleon, I believe. Another cruise missile has just been fired. And the Whiting Mini has now also fired an AIM-9 in completely the wrong direction. Or perhaps that is because it's trying to intercept the cruise missile! Yeah, it just fired an AIM-9 at that cruise missile. Is it going to hit though? No. Wasted missile! Dodging, dodging, dodging. AIM-9s incoming, many issues. Have not foreseen these happening. Whining Mini has to dodge. Charmeleon has also been dodging recently. Again, no hits yet. More AIM-9s have been fired. Anti-30 selected. Oh, it's actually encountering a Charmeleon in front, which has encountered one of the Whiting Minis. Why isn't the Whiting Mini firing back then? The other one is. It's defending its teammates, but one Whiting Mini isn't firing back. Charmeleon has disengaged, yet this Whiting Mini is still firing at the Charmeleon. This could be all in the favor of the Whiting Mini. Last minute AIM-9, we know that those are very good. Back to the M230s? No, another last minute AIM-9. It's going to go back to the M230s, yes it is. Oh, those are going to hit. Yep. Charmeleon down. And a lot of lag. It has still not catched up. It has now catched up. The Mini had also fired another 2 missiles at that Charmeleon that just got taken out. And this one's looking at the tower. Oh no, it's looking at the Squirtle. No concerns as of yet. Hold on, more Charmeleon debris? Yeah, the other one has lost its cockpit. So, Whiting Minis do have the advantage. And that's one of the Squirtles down. I haven't actually seen any missiles from the Squirtles, by the way. But besides those cruise missiles and those 2 AIM-9s.
That was a nice hit on the Charmeleon there.
Yeah. As I said, last minute AIM-9s are so very deadly. And there go the Hellfires on the other Squirtle. More Hellfires on the already dead Squirtle, by the way. And more lag and explosions, that's one of the Squirtles. The Squirtle has also been hit. Yep, only Charmeleon is remaining on Team B. Charmeleon that is now slowly gliding to the ground. Let's see how it's doing. It's actually being engaged. It was being engaged by one of the Whiting Minis. It has lost more parts now. A lot of wing surface has gone there. And more fire from above. Fire from above means it's the other whining mini engaging. And there goes the final Charmeleon. Which means that the Meep Meep Minis, which have fired 2 missiles and 2 missiles respectively, along with the whining minis who have encountered no damage at all, have won this round. I haven't quite been keeping score, but I'm very sure that
that was a nice round for the minis.
Yeah, they completely and utterly dominated the Charmeleons there.
So maybe that's what you needed to do, just give them time to get used to the new adjustments.
Yeah, actually, that is something I believe in. Because the first 1 or 2 matches after the adjustment doesn't really go that well for them. And then suddenly it all improves for some odd reason.
That's why I like to run 2 or 3 rounds just in testing, just to make sure my adjustments work or don't work, and then I'll tweak and adjust and then run another 2 or 3.
No, just 2 cruise missiles randomly just here, I guess. How far away are they from the battlefield? And they are still flying and still trying to engage
those cruise
the
missiles go
minis.
for a long ways.
They're
Once the boosters shut down and the engine's running, it's like a jet engine.
They are returning to engage the Meep Meep Minis, which means that they have flown over the Meep Meep Minis. They haven't done anything. The Meep Meep Minis have to shoot down the cruise missile, and then the cruise missile comes back, which has now run out of fuel and is just not going to make it. Or is that just... No, it's just... There's still smoke coming from the engine, so presumably it has throttled down.
Oh, that looks like it's stalled.
Yeah! and it's probably because it had to make a turn to go back. Yeah, this cruise missile has run out. This cruise missile has also run out. This Charmeleon debris is here. Acknowledge it. Some unfired Hellfires, RTGs, ECMs, wing surface, wing surface, wing surface, engine, fuel, ammo boxes. Okay, so this is the Squirtle. This is what remains of one of the Squirtle. 3 of its legs, the probe core, along with some ammo and some of the RTGs, the smoke pot, and some A9s. And the other Squirtle, 1 leg, the probe core and some ammo. And then some countermeasures. But I still believe we haven't really fixed the Meep Meep Mini, or it's just because Meep Meep Mini hasn't been encountered that much.
Alright, well, I've got to take off. I've got an appointment in a while.
Ha ha ha, take off, ha 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 ha.
Actually, that pun was unintentional.
Intend your puns.
Alright, I'll see you later, buddy.
Yes. So, all by myself. That is a shame. Let's just get some adjustments to the Squirtle so that it fires its cruise missiles forward. It doesn't fire its A9s at targets that are not really targets. And readjust its M230s. Mainly just readjust its M230s to make sure They fire when intended, so Squirtle. This time it's going to be you that we're going to be recovering. It's going to be a very fun stream to watch back, mainly because I'd basically be watching what I've done. That's what I like most about time lapses, when I've made them myself. My shelf. Another pun, except this one's intended. And recover the vessel. And it's the awfully long loading time striking once again on the Hojoz Extra channel. Only one viewer, which means that I'm literally all by myself. Ah, that's a shame. That is a shame. Not very many people chatting. Of course, because no one's watching. I'm literally doing a stream all by myself. And the only way people are going to know about it is when they watch the VOD. Sad. There we go. Yeah, after this adjustments I'm going to take off myself too, I think. Excuse me for not talking so much. I don't have company and I'm trying to concentrate. I guess, trying to concentrate. Well, that would be the only valid excuse, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be? Here we go. Slice him out a little bit more, give him more space. Do the thing Alonso loves. There we go. That's be roughly where it's at. Odd. This doesn't have the issue of the Mini. That it's still configured the exact same. Well, adjustments made. The HF Squirtle not looking as much like a turtle anymore, which is very sad and unfortunate. Anyway, I believe I'm going to be ending the stream now, since, to be honest, I want to play some Forza for myself. So yeah, this is everything for today. Hope you enjoyed the VOD, because no one's watching again. And guess I'll see you in the next stream, whenever that comes around. Will be next week at the very least, when if I feel like streaming on Monday again. Would start later, would be shorter. Oh well, it's going to be it then. Can't say here's Bureaucratic Boys Pop. Well, actually I can. Let me just quickly start up. I guess I can, yeah, I could totally do this. I could just search for it, yeah. There you go. Oh, no, not that one. Well, this has been Hojoz, this has been this stream. And here's Bureaucratic with Boys Pop.